What's up, everybody, and welcome back to A Beer a Day with TK. This beautiful fall evening here in Findlay, Ohio, and Anders and I are in a beer shed getting ready to check out a new beer. Now, the one we have today is called Fuzz, and this is from Fonta Flora Brewing from Nebo, Nebo, hopefully I'm saying that correctly, maybe it's Nebo, North Carolina. Now, where did you find this? I don't ever see any North Carolina beers around here, man.
Surprisingly enough, I saw it at Rozi's Wine House the other day when I stopped by there.
Okay, and that's in Lakewood, Ohio.
Yes,
so
sir.
in the Cleveland suburbs, I guess, essentially.
Yes, west side of Cleveland.
Okay.
Now, where is Nebo, North Carolina? Any idea?
No clue, man. Never heard of it. I mean, did we read somewhere that they got something from Charlotte, North Carolina? Maybe it's near the Charlotte area? I thought that
No
I read
idea.
maybe on Untappd or somewhere that they got some of their ingredients from Charlotte. Maybe I'm wrong.
No idea.
We had one of their other beers yesterday. We drank one of those. I don't think we did a video on it, though.
No,
right?
we didn't.
And now this is this fancy pants one. This is a Squilliam one here. So it'll get a Squilliam. Because this is $20.99 for this bottle. And it says that it's an Appalachian wild ale. What do you think about that, man?
What I think was I saw the bottle, went, that sounds interesting. Read the back, said, oh, I'm definitely buying this. Got to the counter, and went, oh shit, it's $20.
It says conditioned on a massive amount of local peaches, courtesy of our friends at Barbie Farms of Concord, North Carolina. This wild ale is drenched in peachy goodness.
You need more light?
Yeah, it's kind of, there we go, that's better. Conditioned on a massive amount of local peaches, courtesy of our friends from Barbie Farms of Concord, North Carolina. I have no idea where Concord is. 100% bottle conditioned, alive inside, served cold. Please have a glass ready for immediate pouring. Brewed with water from our wells and 99% local ingredients, 6.4% ABV. And it says this is batch number 7, bottled December of 2022, and says designed by Woolly Press. So I guess that peach logo there is designed by them. Ratings-wise, this does really well. Untappd 4.20, Beer Advocate 4.23 with a 93 outstanding. So you can do that. You paid the $20.
I wanted to watch you open it.
Yeah, I want the peach explosion to hit you and not me.
Well, I'm just going to point at you.
Go on, give it a shot.
Damn it. So I did, as I was looking at this is a wax. This is like,
But it's
I don't know if you can see that.
waxed.
But it's a very fine wax seal in there. Very, very fine.
I think I prefer this because the wax does the job, looks pretty cool, but it's not so thick that it's a pain in the butt to...
Not so thick to get the hacksaw out.
Yeah, that happened once. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. I have one where we actually had a hacksaw to get the damn bottle open because there was so much wax on it, we couldn't get through it with a knife or with the openers or whatever. It should be good.
Now, I was reading on Beer Advocate some of the things people were saying, which is why I hoped you were going to open this, because some of the comments were,
Went everywhere.
it's a gusher.
That's what I had expected when it said have the bottles ready, or have your glasses ready. So I'll be like this. Do we have a bar towel out here? I don't think I have one anymore. I think I took it in to clean
That
it.
wax is actually thicker than I thought it was. That wax is deceivingly thick.
Just doesn't look it.
As I'm making a huge mess with it. There we go.
You got it? Got enough to get through? The wax tops, I think, are very cool looking, but sometimes they're not the most practical.
I hope this sprays out towards you.
No, it ain't going too nuts.
No, it didn't blow up. I don't even see any gun smoke.
It's in there. Look down the barrel.
No, I'm not that dumb.
That's in there.
I've seen those videos where people are like, yeah, look at this bottle, and it blows off in their face.
And then I smack the bottom of it and it goes flying and gets you as I knock the gavel over. Smells nice.
It does smell. It smells very nice.
I'm a sucker for anything peach or cherry. So if this is, what is it, sour peach is the idea?
I think so. I believe so.
Sour peach, I'm all over that, bro. Well, wild ale should be kind of funky, right?
It should be. Just a plain crown. Nothing special on it. Just a plain silver crown.
See, this is what happens when Anderson comes back from tour. He's flush with some U.S. currency and buys crazy beers that are $20 for a small
I had no idea the price. I just saw a new brewery Appalachian wild ale and saw the ingredients and said, I'm going to buy this.
Now, I'll say this thing is kind of hazy. Can't really see through it. Color, break out the Brew HQ chart. I don't know, maybe like a 3 or something.
I expected there to be more chunks floating around in there and there's not really.
Yeah.
I thought there'd be a lot of sediment.
It's like a straw color.
But I really expected there to be a lot of sediment. And
Head
it's not.
disappeared quickly. And if it is, what is it? It's a wild ale, so probably a bit of a sour kind of thing. I guess not
Nothing really.
surprising.
Yeah, nothing really for a head.
Let's give it a sniff. Ooh.
It is peachy.
But there's something to it. It almost reminds. It's funky too.
It is
man.
funky. It's funky and peachy.
It almost smells kind of like I don't know, man, like an apricot brandy or something. You know what I mean? Because that's a big, funky sniff.
Peach funk.
That's it, basically, man. Funky and peachy.
Peach funk.
But I mean, that's
Yeah.
what it's supposed to be. All right, let's do it. Cheers.
Cheers.
Body, not supposed to be the star of this.
No.
Kind of medium. Nothing crazy with the body. Taste, a little different. It's not what I thought it was going to taste like.
No.
Do you think this is tart, or do you think this is sour?
I think it's approaching funky.
Yeah. It's weird, right? When you get a beer that's proper lip puckering, tart, or sour, you get a Bismarcky. I'm not sure if this gets it quite yet.
It's knocking on Bismarcky's door, but I don't think he's answering.
There. Yeah, it's there. It's almost a Biz, but not quite.
Like I said, it's knocking on his door, but he hasn't answered.
From that nose, I thought it was going to be a funkier taste. I thought it was going to be a bit more sour. Now, that being said, it has a really nice amount of tartness to it.
It does.
Definitely get some peaches in there. Like a wee bit of sweetness, but I think it's mostly tartness.
Definitely some nice peach in there.
Yeah. It's kind of weird. Like, I know if this is supposed to be wild ale, I guess it's probably what's like naturally fermented or whatever, right?
I would assume.
I mean, I think with the wild ales, I know at least like with the Belgians, they leave the tanks out and let the whatever yeast that's up in the air
Right.
kind of get up in there and do its thing. I assume they probably did something similar here. But I think this is a banger, man. I like this. Now, I would guess this is probably not for everybody.
No.
If you're not a fan of funkier beers or kind of more tart or sour beers, or you're not a big peach fan, then probably don't dig this. But if you do like those things like I do, this is a banger. I would drink this again and again. Now, the only downside would be at $20 for, what is this, a pint and 6 ounces or something?
Something like, yes, 1 pint.
Nine maybe. 1 pint,
1.9
9 ounces is a little expensive. As a one-off to try it, magnificent. I quite like it. I mean, again, it has a 93 outstanding rating on Beer Advocate. I think that's well earned. This is really good beer. So for me, big thumbs up for Funk Fuzz from Fonta Flora Brewing out of Nebo, North Carolina. Now, if I mispronounce it, if it's Nebo or Nebo, I apologize. Really good beer. Good to see beers from states you don't associate as
Right.
big beer states. Like, we're lucky in Ohio. Ohio is a pretty good beer state. I mean, obviously, California's got a lot. If you head to Michigan's a killer state for beer. Ohio's pretty good. Pennsylvania's pretty good. You know, there's a lot of good beer around us. So whenever we can try stuff, like we had some from Virginia and now North Carolina, it's just cool to see what else is out there. That there are really good offerings from other places that aren't your traditional kind of beer hubs that you think about. So, stunner. I love it.
Yeah, this is really, I mean, it's really tasty. It's got a nice peach flavor to it. It's kind of funky and musty, but it's not horse blanket.
No, yeah, it's not nasty.
It's not like super crazy funky, Bismarcky funky. It's not the weird horse blanket, Band-Aid kind of
Yeah.
weird flavors either. It's actually, I think for one of these styles, it'd probably be pretty approachable.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I just burped and I could taste the peach when I burped, and it was like
I mean, the price
better
point,
than the average beer.
the price point isn't very approachable, but
Yeah.
the beer itself is for a wild ale is probably on the more approachable side than some of the other wild ales we've had.
Yeah.
I give this a big thumbs up. I would definitely drink this again. And this is, at least this bottle is large enough that you can share it with somebody for $20.
Yeah. I mean, think about this. If you go to a brewery, if you're getting usually a higher ABV stuff or the more specialty stuff, you're probably paying about $8 for a snifter anyway.
Right.
Which is probably about on par with this. I mean, obviously a little bit more, but.
And I think if I had noticed that it was wax sealed when I first picked it up, I wouldn't have been as surprised about being $20 as I was when I got to the counter. But it was still well worth it.
The wax always tricks us, right? Like if you put some Coors Light and some wax and put it on the shelf, people will be like, ooh, fancy Coors Light, right? And go after it. Fonta Flora, you guys knocked this one out of the park. This is a really, really good beer. Hopefully you liked the video. If you do, give us a thumbs up, hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit subscribe. And as always, you got any comments or questions, jump in down below. Have you tried anything from Fonta Flora? We had 2 of their beers. We had one last night and one today, and they're both pretty good, man.
Yeah.
So I'd be eager to try some more stuff from these guys.
Definitely.
Are there any other North Carolina breweries we should be looking for? Who's down there? Is Highwire out of North Carolina?
Possibly.
I don't really know a lot of them. I think maybe Oscar Blues has something down there. I think they have something in Asheville.
Well,
maybe
a lot of breweries
facility.
have stuff in Asheville.
Yeah. But we don't see too many here. So, hey, if you got any recommendations on NC beers, let us know, man. Till next time.
Cheers.